Hello, my sweet one. It's your granny again. Come close now. That's it. Get cozy. Let me hold your hand through this story. I've got my old quilt wrapped around my shoulders and a warm cup of tea sitting right beside me. I hope you've got your blanket, maybe a favorite pillow, and a quiet room to settle into. Because tonight is a tender tale, a real one I've carried close to my heart for many, many years. It's a story wrapped in sadness and sprinkled with lessons. One I've never fully told before, not like this. But I trust you. I trust your heart, your gentle soul. So I'm going to whisper this one just for you, just between us. You see, my darling, once a long time ago, I was the other woman. That's not easy to say. It's never been easy. Even after all these years, those words land heavy in my chest, like stones dropped into still water. It stings, because that's not the kind of person I ever imagined I would be. That's not the story I thought I'd live. But life has a way of handing us pages we never planned to write. It feels strange, even now, saying it out loud, like putting a name to a shadow that's followed me for decades. But I need you to hear it, because there's wisdom buried in this pain, and I want you to learn from it, not just be lulled to sleep by it, though I do hope this brings you peace too. I was young, maybe about your age, maybe younger. I was full of fire and heart and dreams too big for my tiny apartment. I thought I knew everything. Isn't that always the way? I thought I could tell the difference between right and wrong, truth and lies, love and longing. But love, oh my love can make fools of the wisest souls. It doesn't knock on the door with good intentions written on its sleeves. Sometimes it slips in quietly, wrapped in charm and soft words. Sometimes it wears the wrong face. I met him at a diner. Isn't that something? I was working the counter, my hair pinned up, apron on, the scent of coffee and pie always clinging to me. It was a small place, a late-night haunt for truckers, students, and folks who didn't quite want to go home yet. I was wiping down the counter after a long shift, feet aching, back sore, but I always had a smile. I took pride in that. No matter how tired I was, I'd greet every soul who walked through that door like they were a friend. He came in late one night. The bell above the door jingled, and there he was, tall, well-dressed, and with a kind of tired sadness in his eyes. You ever seen that? Eyes that carry weight, the kind that make you want to ask questions, the kind that make you want to fix someone. You know what I mean, honey? I hope you never do, but I have a feeling you might someday. He sat down at the counter, ordered black coffee, said he'd had a long day, and then he smiled, that slow, crooked smile that made the whole diner seem a little quieter. We talked. At first, it was light and harmless, how bitter the coffee was, how I curled my hair, what songs were playing on the jukebox. But then it deepened. Night after night, he came back, sometimes just to sit, sometimes to talk. He had a way with words, knew how to look at me like I mattered, like I was seen. We started talking about books, about music, about our dreams. He made me laugh, really laugh, and slowly I began to fall. He never told me he was married. That came later, much later, after the kisses, after the long walks in the park, after the secret notes tucked into my apron pocket, after the moonlight drives and promises whispered in the quietest corners of the night, after I'd started imagining a future with him, a real one, a house, a garden, lazy Sundays, with coffee and bare feet on the porch. After I'd given him pieces of myself, I didn't even know how to get back. And then one day, the truth. He was married, with children. And when I confronted him, when my heart cracked and the tears came, do you know what he said? It's complicated. Of course he did. He said he wasn't happy, that his wife didn't understand him, that he stayed for the kids, that he never meant to fall for me, but he had. And oh, how I wanted to believe him. I needed to believe him, because if I didn't, then what was I? Just a girl with borrowed dreams and a guilty conscience? I told myself lies, that maybe she was the villain, that I was the rescue, that real love sometimes starts in the wrong place. But those were just stories I told myself in the dark to make the loneliness less sharp, because love born in shadows, it cannot live in the light. I remember crying myself to sleep, whispering into my pillow that it would be okay, that he'd leave her, that we'd make it work. I clung to hope like a drowning woman clings to driftwood. But darling, hope is not love, and lies are not a home. The truth is, someone always gets hurt, and in this story, it was me. He never left her. Deep down, I think I always knew he wouldn't. But I waited. Oh, how I waited. And while I waited, I dimmed my own light. I stopped writing. I stopped laughing. I stopped being me, hoping he'd give me a reason to believe it was all worth it. That's the worst part. Not the betrayal, not the shame, but the way I forgot my own worth. The way I handed my joy to someone who only picked it up when it was convenient. I want to tell you something important, my sweet one. If someone ever asks you to be a secret, you say no. If someone's love requires lies, silence, and stolen moments, it is not love. It is loneliness, dressed up in romance. You deserve to be someone's choice, not their option. It took me years to forgive myself, to stop seeing myself as the villain in someone else's story, because I wasn't cruel. I didn't set out to hurt anyone. I was just lost, and he found me in that place. But I wasn't the only one who suffered. His wife, she didn't deserve what happened either. None of us did. And one day, I left. I walked away, shaking and scared, feeling like I was breaking into a million pieces. But I didn't break. I began to grow, little by little. I started to laugh again. I started to sing while I cooked. I went on walks with my face turned to the sun. And slowly, I stitched myself back together. Heartbreak doesn't kill you, sweet pea. It teaches you. It peels you raw, yes. But beneath all that, you find truth. You find strength. And eventually, you find peace. And guess what? I found love again. Real love. The kind that doesn't hide in the shadows. The kind that says your name in public. That holds your hand in broad daylight. That makes room for you without needing you to shrink. That kind of love is worth the wait, and it healed me. So I tell you this now, with all the tenderness in my soul. Never settle for a love that costs you your peace. Don't chase someone who can't run beside you. And if you ever find yourself where I was, caught between what you feel and what's right, choose yourself. Always choose yourself. Choose dignity. Choose truth. You're worth it, sweet one. Worthy of love that lifts you, not one that hides you. Now, I know that was a heavy story, but you're strong. I see it in you, and I trust you'll carry these words with care. Like a lantern in the dark, let them guide you when you're unsure. Let them whisper to your heart when it's feeling fragile. If this story touched your heart, my dear, I'd be ever so grateful if you'd subscribe to Granny's channel. It's just a little button, but it means the world to me. It helps me share more stories, more love, more whispered wonders with beautiful souls like you. You are never alone here. Now rest your head, close your eyes, let Granny's voice tuck you in, and know, deep in your bones, that you are loved, deeply, fully, without condition. Good night, my darling. Sleep well, and thank you. Thank you for listening.